doing something and failing is better than doing nothing. And so even though I feel like a failure sometimes, and I lay down on the floor and I stare up at the ceiling and I think to myself, what is my life? And I'm like, there's no woman who would ever want me because I don't have money. And I'm not going to accomplish my life's purpose because I'm not acting on it today, even though I'm only 22 years old. And this challenge of running a marathon in all 50 states this year is never going to happen because there's no way that I could pay the rest of the flights this year, run 17 marathons in the next 11 weeks. These things go through my mind. And I just got to remember that it's better to, be on the verge of failure, feel like I'm failing while doing something than it is to do nothing. If I was just living in my mom's basement at 22 years old, not doing anything, then yeah, that's a bad spot to be in, right? Even if I had a job and I was still living in here and there was no ambition, no drive, nothing I was building towards. In a way, that would be a bad thing, even though I was making money and checking off one of the other boxes in this scenario that I just mentioned, that the reason why I'm failing is because I'm not making consistent money. It'd be better for me to be pursuing something that I enjoy, an ambition, a dream, something I'm passionate about, building a future for myself, than it would be to succeed, quote unquote, at one category and have no vision. Because, anyone can go out there. I could go out there and get a job working for someone. I could have consistent money. I could not spend anything on the marathon videos. But then I wouldn't get people replying to my Instagram story with, "This is so inspiring. Thank you so much. You've encouraged me to go out there and start running again. My son, 13-year-old, just ran a half marathon because of your videos. I'm so inspired," whatever it is. I wish you know what I need to do? I need to print out all the messages and just put them up on my wall. That way I can read them every single day. It's motivation of you're not failing. You're impacting real people. When I go to marathons and I run a marathon in a random state and people just look at me and they've seen my videos and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're the 50 states guy." It just goes to show that I'm not failing. I'm succeeding. I'm just not checking the boxes off on the categories that I would like to have, checked off. The financial side of things, that it's always that. It always comes back to money. But if we're really being honest here, would I trade this year for $50,000 in the bank, a nice job, 7 to 8 months of just slaving away at a job that I don't want to work at? No. I'd much rather have $0 in the bank the entire year and have the marathon memory of running a marathon in all 50 states. This is the price that I have to pay. This challenge is not for the faint of heart. If I want to go through this, if I want to actually achieve the 50 States Marathon Challenge in 1 year, then I've got to accept the fact that I've taken on a challenge that is extremely uncomfortable. Let's go through all the reasons why. First off, it's running a marathon every single weekend, and that alone seems impossible. It's doing that in different places. So it's not like I'm training at my house and running a marathon every weekend. I'm going out, flying somewhere, running, then flying back home. So there's the travel aspect. Then there's the financial aspect of me paying for all these events week after week. And on top of that, because I'm dirt broke, because I'm 22 years old without a college degree, and I don't have a job, I work for myself. I try to find ways to make money, side hustles, whatever it is. Because of that fact, and that I'm out of money because of this challenge that I've been doing for the past 33 weeks, I have to buy flights a week out. And that's what is even worse. I'm corrupting my chances of getting out of this cycle because of the circumstances that I've put myself in, or that the way things have happened. I've spent all my money. I've maxed out a credit card, $12,000 in debt, and I have, really no idea. I have an idea of how I'm gonna get through the rest of this challenge, but still, it's not like I have money sitting around where I could buy the next week's marathon. These are all the reasons why it's just an incredibly uncomfortable challenge because I have $0 in the bank, I'm paying $500 for a flight that would have been $200 a couple months ago. And so then the reason why this is the most difficult challenge that I could have taken on is that I started running back in October of last year. I started the marathon challenge January, 3 months later. I had the idea of running a marathon in all 50 states in October, and then I started running every single day. And then 3 months later, I started my journey. And here we are, almost 11 months later, I'm almost at my full year of running a mile every single day. So I basically, it's very likely, I got to check, but it's very plausible that I came up with this idea last year around this time. And I've run 33 marathons in 33 different states this year. It's incredible that you really can't pull it off. It's just gonna suck. You can make it work, and it makes for an incredible story. You just won't be comfortable. It'll be extremely uncomfortable. It'll be grueling. It'll be disgusting. You'll get sweaty. You will cry. Trust me, you will cry. You will be depressed. You'll be down to the last dollar for months, and you will be questioning your life decisions. I literally call my buddy Tyler every single day, or at least once a week, and say, my life sucks. And then I remember, it doesn't suck. I'm 22. Should I expect to have money in the bank? No. I'm supposed to be spending money and experiencing life. And at least I'm doing it on a challenge like this and not spending it on, drugs and alcohol, right? At least there's one positive to be made from my crazy spending habits this year is that it's going towards an incredible life experience that is impacting real people. So I just have to remember that fact. And so for you, if you're trying to pursue a dream of some sort and it's taken everything that you have and you feel like there's no end in sight, it's not going to happen, I'm there with you. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I do know that I've run 33 marathons this year and the goal is to get to 50. And so I have 17 marathons over the next 11 weeks. And as long as I can show up every single week and make $600, $800 going out and pressure washing, window washing, whatever it is, I just got to show up, knock doors, get contracts, and fulfill. And the fulfill is easy. It's really just going out and knocking doors, which is so difficult. But it's really not that difficult, I have this wood in the garage that I want to sell to pay for the marathons. And my mind is so focused on getting that done, which it would be a great thing. If I can get that done, then that saves my ass, pardon my French, for the rest of the year because it's a large chunk of money that I could use to pay for the rest of the marathons. Especially because right now, with all the double marathon weekends, I'm probably going to be averaging it's gut-wrenching, $800 a weekend for the rest of the year. I don't even want to think about it. And so it's possible. It's possible. We're on the path. We're this close. We are this close. And then guess what? This is the crazy part. For anyone out there who's pursuing a dream with no end of I don't see where the end is, but I know that there is a spot where I accomplish this dream as long as I stay in the game long enough. If you're in that spot, guess what? This is it. You get to that spot if it takes you a year or 5 years. And for the rest of your life, you've accomplished the dream and you've moved on to something bigger. You've leveraged up. You've gained the influence and earned the money and whatever it is. There is only a certain amount of time that you have to commit to just the grueling wearing 2 pairs of socks, wearing 2 pairs of shoes for the entirety of the 50 States Marathon Challenge because you don't have enough money to pay for a pair of shoes. That's what you have to endure. But guess what? You get through that. And then at the end of this year, I'll have run a marathon in all 50 states. I'll have the most compelling story to share. I'll give a TED Talk on how I ran a marathon in all 50 states. And I'll show this video to the TED Talkers once I accomplish it, that you can accomplish your dreams. Anything can come true when you give everything that you have. But that's the thing. You can't have anything you want without paying the price. And the price is that you have to give up everything. If you want anything, you can get it by giving up everything in pursuit of that goal. And so that's what I'm learning this year, that, it sucks. It really is tough to stay committed, but you show up every single day and that's it. It's just, Lord God, provide for today. Give me the strength to get through today. Open a door, whatever it is, this week. Maybe not even this week. What do I do tomorrow morning? What am I supposed to do right now? Don't let evil steal the present moment from you. Hold on. Understand that if you can endure the present moment long enough, eventually you will accomplish this goal. And then from that point forward, 6 months, a year, 5 years, you'll have accomplished something massive that will set you up for life. So then another thing to think about is just aim big from the start, because you'll accomplish whatever you set out to do. You might as well accomplish something huge, right? By setting out to be bold enough to accomplish something massive from the get-go. You see what I mean? And that's the other thing I gotta remember. The price tag of being bold is following through on an insane idea. And so, of course, it's gonna be difficult, but that's what makes it an interesting story. So I'm gonna stop complaining, and, I'm gonna figure out the situation with the wood in the garage, and I'm gonna go out and knock doors tomorrow morning and just try to, get a contract for a house to clean their windows, because I'm providing them value. It's something, when I'm done cleaning the windows, every customer that I've had comes outside and sees it, and they're like, wow, I didn't really think that this was going to be, how it was going to look, but this looks great. Thank you. I'm providing a service to homeowners, so I got to get out there and just start providing value. I've got a table contract that I can build. There's opportunities popping up. There's a marathon that I'll be running in Boulder. I just emailed the race director today, the CEO of all these races throughout the United States, and he's going to let me race for free at Boulder. There's opportunities that come up when you share your story. When you have a compelling story, everything changes. But the pursuit of the compelling story is a massive price tag. And so in order to live a compelling life, you got to pay the price. And if that's being uncomfortable for months on end, the question is not, can you accomplish it? It's how long can you endure the present moment? As long as you can endure the present moment, it's not even that bad. It's not really that gut-wrenching. I know it's possible. I've made it work so far. Not me, God has made it work so far. And so I know that moving forward, I will be fine. There will be a way. If it is His will, there's a way. So, on times for the 50 States Marathon Challenge. We've got number 34 this weekend in Nebraska. And I'm going to wear a pair of overalls. I'm going to sleep in a cornfield and run a marathon and then fly back home. And I'm flying out there with only overalls, nothing else, because I'm paid $650 on Affirm, a financing website. I don't have the money to fly out this weekend and run a race in Nebraska. What? How stupid is my life? That's the fantasy that I'm living this year. Is that, let me just drop a check, a week of work for the average American on running a marathon, a flight, not even just the whole weekend, just on a flight to run a marathon for my 34th marathon of the 50 States Marathon Challenge. It's insane that I would ever be worried about this challenge, because I'm living a fantasy life. It's an incredible challenge that I've taken on at 22 years old with no responsibilities. The fact that I'm able to physically keep moving forward, mentally stay tied in, I should be grateful to even have the opportunity to have done 33 marathons this year. And so then there's no worry in my mind. If I remove all of the weight of the future and just focus on the present, I know that there are opportunities at hand that I need to take advantage of. I just act on the opportunities that are in front of me as they come in, and slowly I will be able to make it. That is that. Why not us?